first episode of CK News with your lead anchor and host, Mish and Steven. We are here and we are cheery and full of fun to give you this week's news.
And to begin, we're going to jump straight into Hey Y'all with DeeDee Huckabee.
Hey y'all, and welcome back. First up, I need to confess that Thomas made me so mad last week I could just spit cotton. I'm too much of a southern lady to say what I was thinking. My grandma Bunny always said if you can't say it in front of the preacher, don't say nothing at all. So I guess I have to confess and repent, because that Thomas is just 3 gallons of crazy in a 2-gallon bucket. I mean, what in tarnation makes him think he's the best staff at CK? And what in the world is up with him picking on Victoria? He's just gone and gotten too big for his britches. Ooh, he just frosts my starboard eyebrow. He needs to act like he's got some sense, y'all. Well, I'm sorry y'all had to see me get all Arkansasy like that. And now the results of America's Got Talent. Last week, we found out our Canadian Roberta was one of 10 finalists. Roberta slayed her rendition of Canadian hit Scars to Your Beautiful and finished top 4. Out of the tens of thousands of contestants that auditioned in season 15, she did remarkably well to finish in 4th place. Canadian artist Alessia Cara gave a big shout out to Roberta after hearing her sing her song in the AGT finale, and Alessia tweeted some really great things to her. Let's watch this week's Bright Spot.
Good morning, Toronto. It is Thursday, September the 24th. Oh, she is a star in our eyes, so much so. We're doing a bright spot here.
Let's do it.
BT Bright Spot for all things Roberta B Baby on AGT. She made it to the top 4, which is huge.
It's awesome. It's amazing. She's 11 years old, and the future is bright, like that bright spot. That's why she's a part of this. Like, she's so talented.
Yes. Okay, so let's take a moment. Here was the moment.
The act finishing in 4th place and leaving the competition is Roberta Battaglia.
He feels bad saying it.
He does.
Terry Crews is like, no.
What has being on AGT meant to you?
Well, it's meant so much to me. Thank you, everyone, for your support. I mean, it's only the beginning. Thank you, Sophia, for always believing in me. I love you, judges. And thank you to the world. Thank you.
And Sophia's face, right? Because she hit the golden buzzer.
She looks so crushed, too.
It's such a treat to have you here. The pleasure to meet you, to enjoy what you do. You're amazing. This is just the beginning for you, because now the world is watching you. You're so young, 11 years. You know, it's nothing. The world is about to open up for you. I love you, and I think America loves you.
Yep, the world loves you.
Roberta, you have been so
Dry those
amazing.
tears. There's so much to be proud of. My gosh, what an emotional roller coaster. And I'll tell you, you don't know who the name is until it's live. That's why Terry Crews, that was real emotion.
Yeah.
You're not told as the host beforehand.
Right.
So they
Yeah,
give
you
you
have
that
experience in
envelope.
this, yeah.
And you have no idea what that card's going to say. So it was so telling that he was like, oh.
So when you hosted,
I had no idea.
you had no idea. Did you cry? Because you get invested in
Oh, the whole
everyone.
season. I was a mess. Hose me down, hose the face down. That being said, congratulations to Brandon Leake, the very first spoken word poet to claim the top prize. It's $1 million prize, and I think it's awesome. It's a first for America's Got Talent. Seeing a storyteller, wordsmith win is awesome, and it was Howie Mandel's Golden Buzzer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what, when you hear Roberta talk, she's so gracious, right?
Yeah.
Not only is she mature with her voice and singing talents, but you know, when she speaks, you are listening, and you forget that she's 11. And like you were saying, Dee, like her future, wow, it's going to be so bright, and not just in Canada, all over the world. People will know her name. They already know it, but I can't wait to see what she's going to do next.
Well, she said she's going back to virtual school. Love it, right back down to earth, right?
That's
She's
it.
like, that was fun, got to go back to school.
You know how you tell someone's character is when something that they really want is ripped away from them, and how they react to that. And you see it, and like you said, it's live. You know who sounded more disappointed was Terry Crews than Roberta. Roberta was just grateful for the opportunity, and she, like, that was class in that moment, and that's how you tell someone's character. So, you know, kudos to you, Roberta, and can't wait to talk to you again
Yes.
and just hear all about it and the excitement and see what happens next.
She is such a class act, and so is Alessia Cara. She sang her song, Scars to Your Beautiful, and Alessia, you know, was saying, you're an angel. My gosh, you did such justice to my song. You did a beautiful job. So it'll be great to talk to her about all that good stuff.
Can't wait.
Always cheering you on, Roberta. Cannot wait to see you and what you're going to do next. Even though you're only 11, take your time.
Well, Roberta may have ranked 4th place on AGT, but she's 1st place in our hearts. We are so proud of her, and I love that she's coming right back to Canada and hitting the virtual school books real hard, just like lots of y'all. The really neat thing is that for the very first time, the winner of AGT is a contestant whose talent is the spoken word, which is kind of like rap y'all without music. Brandon Leak was a high school English teacher who is now a community college counselor. Brandon's love of poetry and his amazing ability to move his audience with poignant words about serious subjects kept us riveted all season. Congratulations to both Brandon and Roberta. Next on Hey Y'all is a little ditty I call What You Know Good. South Korean boy band BTS have made a big Canadian chart splash with their hit Dynamite. It's as catchy as 2 hoots and a holler. Let's watch.
Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is getting heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach shade like money. This go overload, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, bring a friend, join the crowd, whoever wanna come along. Word up, talk, just move right up the wall.
Next up, find your next great read with DeeDee's Reading Roundup, an intro to some great new books for youth. Set off on a quest in the new graphic novel, Lightfall, The Girl and the Galdurian, by Tim Probert. Bae lives with her adoptive grandfather, who happens to be a wizard. Together, they make potions and tonics for the people of their planet. Then Bae meets Cad. He's a Galdurian, a rare race of creatures thought to be long extinct. When Bae's grandfather goes missing, the two find a mysterious note and head off on an adventure in search of the wizard and Cad's lost people. The author shares that Bae and Cad are very different and may be an unlikely pair, but together they make a surprisingly good team. A lesson in tolerance and friendship. This novel is perfect for grade 4 and grade 5 readers. For our advanced high school readers, Fountains of Silence is a historical novel for young adults written by Ruta Sepetys and takes place in Madrid in 1957, following the Spanish Civil War. This novel is written from multiple points of view, giving the reader a full spectrum of experience: suspense, intrigue, romance, and serious drama. This novel will make you hunger for history and is a real page-turner. Historical fiction is one of my favorite genres because you get lost in the drama and don't even notice they snuck in some learning. Well, that about does it for DeeDee this week. Can't wait for next week, y'all. Stay safe and be positive. Back to y'all, Mish and Steve.
Thank you, DeeDee. And now we will dive straight into this week's CK Sports, where we had a whole bunch of participants participating in freestyle dancing.
Woohoo!
You can't touch this. You can't touch.
Thank you to everyone who participated in this week's dance sesh. Y'all look snazzy. Moving on, we will now hear from Sonny Daye to provide us with this week's weather. Sonny, let's hear it.
Hello, Crystal Kids. My name is Autumn Daye, and I will be taking over as this week's weather person for Crystal Kids News. My twin sister Sonny Daye has left and gone somewhere warm because as soon as summer is over, she's out of here. So you're stuck with me for the next little while. I'm just here enjoying this beautiful autumn weather through the window with my pumpkin spice latte, just enjoying this season while it lasts. Anyway, let's get into this week's weather. So here's the forecast for this upcoming week. Sunday, as you can see, has a high of 16 degrees and a low of 9. Monday has a high of 17 and a low of 7. Tuesday has a high of 16 and a low of 6. Wednesday has a high of 19 and a low of 6. Thursday has a high of 21 and a low of 7. Friday, a high of 19 and a low of 7. And finally, next Saturday will be 16 degrees with a low of 6. And as you can see, throughout the week, we've got a mix of sun and cloud kind of at the start of the week. Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday are going to be fairly sunny, so definitely get outside and enjoy that. And then next Saturday, again, will be a little bit cloudy. So definitely not too bad of a week for September. So definitely get outside, go to a pumpkin patch, rake some leaves, just enjoy this beautiful season. The leaves on the trees are starting to change, and it's just so lovely. Well, anyway, I hope you all have a great week, and back to you, Mish and Steven.
Thank you, Sonny. And with that, we will now hear the fun fact of the week. Our fun fact of this week comes from dolphins. Dolphins are born with hair on top of their rostrum, which resembles like a mustache. And it falls off within 2 weeks after they are born. And then they're just bald for the rest of their life.
Bald? You mean like Brian Bald?
Yeah, like Brian's bald. Yeah.
Oh.
Yo, it's part of that time of CK News where we send it off to our old choo-choo train boy, Thomas. And now Thomas has been doing a little bit of complaining about how he's not getting paid. Well, let me tell you something. He is never getting paid. Not while I run the show. Okay? I'm out of here.
So Thomas, take it away with This Week in History.
Hello, and welcome to the history segment of Crystal Kids News. I'm your host, Thomas, and before we get into the history this week, I just want to give you some updates on the show. As you can probably tell, we're in a different shooting location this week. The budget has been limited, so to speak, and so we're dealing with new circumstances. And on that matter, I have a statement I want to read out to all of you, my beloved viewers. I, Thomas Doyle, staff of Crystal Kids. Why does it say this? I'm not going to say this. I, Thomas Doyle of Crystal Kids, am deeply sorry for my words last week where I said that I was the most important part of the Crystal Kids news show, and I'm sorry to Victoria for calling you tyrannical. You're great. You were a great host. And to all my other colleagues at Crystal Kids News, you can expect only the best from me going forward. Okay, let's get to the history this week. September 25th, 2000, American basketball player and then Toronto Raptors superstar Vince Carter jumped over 7'2" center Frederick Weiss for a slam dunk. 7'2", he jumped over him. This dunk would come to be known in France as le dunk de la mort, or the dunk of death. So that's pretty cool. September 26, 1887, Emil Berliner patents the gramophone. What's that? Well, it's an early form of the record player, which you've heard of. September 27th, 1905, Albert Einstein, the scientist, physicist, publishes a physics paper which introduced the mass energy equivalence with the famous equation E equals mc squared. And I know all about it. Sort of one of my areas of expertise. Of course, a lot of things are my area of expertise, but that's just one of them. And I know all about it. So please leave any questions you might have about it down below. September 28th, 1990, Marvin Gaye gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I don't really know anything about the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but they honored Marvin Gaye, which is good to do because he made some of the best music of all time and some of my favorite music of all time. So any friend of Marvin Gaye's is a friend of mine. That's what I've always said. That I've been saying that for a long time. September 29th, 1979, Pope John Paul II becomes the first pope to visit Ireland. And I wasn't originally going to include this in the show, but I was at Crystal Kids this week, and Dave and Aoife were there, and they were telling me, Thomas, you have to record this. You have to put it in the show. And I said, I didn't know it was so important to you guys. And they said, you have to put it in the show. So it's in the show. I hope, Pope John Paul II, if you're listening, I don't know if you're alive, but if you're listening, just like from somewhere up there, then I hope you remember Ireland fondly. September 30th, 1791, Mozart's opera Magic Flute premieres in Vienna. Mozart, very, very old musician from a long time ago. He is not with us anymore, for sure. I can verify that one. And he was just one of the best. So if you haven't listened to a lot of Mozart, then just go on YouTube and look up Mozart, M-O-Z-A-R-T, kind of a funny spelling, but and just look it up, and he's got lots of amazing tunes. October 1st, 1999, the Edmonton Oilers retire Wayne Gretzky's number 99 in a game against him when he played for the New York Rangers. And So that's cool. If you go to Rogers Place now, you'll see the number 99 hanging in the rafters. Back when they did it, of course, it was at Rexall Place, or the Coliseum, as they used to call it. Now let's get to the trivia. Last week's trivia question asked you who the main character of The Hobbit was. Well, all the Hobbit heads out there, I'm sure you'll know this. The answer is... sorry, I forgot that I have to... the corporate mandated... I can no longer do the long drum. So, let's try that again. The answer is... it's not as exciting. Bilbo Baggins. So I'm sure all you Hobbit heads out there got it. And for this week's trivia question, we'll return to our pal Wayne Gretzky. Just this week, Oilers forward Leon Draisaitl joined Wayne Gretzky, and of course Connor McDavid, and one other former Oilers player as the only Edmonton Oilers players to have won the Hart Memorial Trophy, or the MVP award in the NHL. So we know that Wayne Gretzky, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl won the MVP award. I want you to tell me who is the other Oiler player who has won the MVP, who won the MVP as an Oiler. And well, that's all for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed the new setup. It's certainly very different, but I'm sure we'll be back to our nice, beautiful location in no time once I get things sorted out with the man. Sorry, somebody's printing something. So we'll just stop it there. I'll see you next week. This has been Crystal Kids History. Bye.
And moving on, we will now announce this week's happy birthdays. So, sweet happy birthdays to Clinton, Sheila, Tashina, and Eli. Happy birthday!
Sweet. Happy birthday, everybody. And now we will move on to this week's contest. And this week's contest is, how many jelly beans are in a jar? Later on this week, Later on this week, we will show a picture of jelly beans in a jar, and just let us know how many you guessed are in the jar, and obviously whoever is the closest will win a gift card. So, place your guesses in this week, and next week we will announce the winner.
1,000.
Yeah.
All right, thank you everybody, and that's all from us for this week. We hope that everybody is staying safe and happy. We miss everybody, and remember, we are open 5 days out of the week. On Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're open from 9 to 2 for homework sessions. And Monday to Friday, we are open 3:30 to 6:30. So please log on, sign up, and get your butts in the center!
We miss you.
Yes.
Yeah, so goodbye everybody, and we'll see you next week.
See ya!
Fucking